Hi guys, my name is Samuel Corso. I lead our development team, which works on the implementation of various projects that our clients bring to us. And a big part of our development effort is our CI/CD workflow. I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about what CI/CD is, what our workflow looks like, and why it's so important not just for us, but also for our clients and their end users. So let me start out by talking about what is CI/CD. Well, the CI part stands for continuous integration, and the CD part stands for continuous deployment or continuous delivery. Essentially, these two practices come together to describe an automated workflow or practice for releasing code. I'll talk to you a little bit about what that means in a second when I walk you through one of our CI/CD pipelines. But I just want to quickly talk about our CI/CD stack and essentially the different tools that we use. If you've seen this page on our site before, you may be familiar with some of these tools, but if not, this is Bitbucket, this is Bitbucket Pipelines, this is Amazon ECR, and this is Amazon ECS. And essentially, these tools come together to formulate our CI/CD workflow. Another tool that's not pictured here is Docker, and I'll probably do another video another day to talk a little bit about Docker and containerization of applications. But essentially, any of our applications that we work on are containerized, and then it's the job of the CI/CD workflow to test and deploy these containers. So let me walk you guys through one of our example pipelines to show you a little bit about what I mean in specific. So the first step in this pipeline is pretty basic. All it does is check that the appropriate branches are being deployed. For example, I would never want to deploy a development branch directly into master or production, right? So this is a little shell script that checks that. Assuming that passes, we move into the testing phases. And this depends on the application. The application could have unit tests, or if there's a database involved, like a backend server, it may also have integration tests. But essentially, we have a suite of tests that are specific to that application, and we run this test suite with each iteration or update. And the idea here is to make sure that with each update, we're not releasing any code that would break any part of the system, not just the part of the system that's being updated itself. Assuming the test passed, this is when we begin the deployment phases and the cloud environment comes into play. We use Amazon ECR, which is essentially a repository for hosting the Docker images. So once the tests run, we now take these new Docker images and deploy them to Amazon ECR. Afterwards, we update the services in ECS. Amazon ECS is a containerization tool which essentially orchestrates the deployment of new containers onto our servers. So essentially, with an update to a service in ECS, we tell ECS, hey, there's a new image in ECR. Go grab that new image, stop the current container that's running in ECS, and spin up a new container using that new image. And that's essentially when the deployment is completed. So it's important for us that each update or each iteration goes through this entire workflow. And the reason is there's a few reasons for that. The first is to promote code correctness. The idea is we run tests with each update to make sure that we are never deploying any code that could break a part of the system. This is really important for us and for our clients. But also, even more importantly for our clients, is the speed at which we can deploy. Our clients don't want to be waiting, say, the length of a sprint, like 2 weeks, to receive updates to their project. They want to see incremental updates, either each day or sometimes even multiple times per day. And using this automated workflow allows us to release at a speed that our clients need to see updates and changes. This creates happy developers because they don't have to think about infrastructure or running manual deployments. All they have to do is focus on writing their code, and then the pipeline handles the rest in terms of running the tests and then deploying that code into the appropriate environment. Essentially, this is about promoting quality and speed, and this is what we're about at TechSuite.